Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Financial Fitness Friday, one of my favorite times of the week. I'm here with my co-host Dave Bergio of Trifecta Credit Solutions.
What's going on, brother? How are you today? How's everybody doing out there?
Uh, So, what I want to talk about is some key and sound financial strategies for the new year. I already see everyone posting new me, new this. It's all bullshit. Okay. I see people saying that they were soft in 22 and how they're going to come back so much better and so much harder in 23. And we all know that really doesn't last all that long, right? You're not changing. Tigers don't change their stripes. All right. So, what I want to focus on is the effective habits that you're going to need and what certain strategies you should utilize in 23 to make 23 your best and most productive year ever. Okay. And the first thing I want to talk about is debt. And I know this sounds crazy coming from someone that all they do is help people get financing for a living. There's good financing and there's bad financing. Okay. And the first thing I want everyone to focus on in 23 is paying off any debt that isn't making you money. Okay. What do I mean by that? Any types of credit cards, pay those down. Have a strategy or plan to pay those down. If you need a term loan to consolidate them, come see me. Okay. But any type of debt that is sitting out there that is not making you money, get rid of it. What I mean by that, okay, if it's a building or a car, that's a necessity. Keep that. Credit cards, pay them all the way down. Any type of student loans, term loans, pay them completely off. Get rid of all this debt just in case we see a second increase in interest rates. Okay. Now, if it's debt for a business, like a line of credit that you use, or equipment financing, or anything like that, that's good debt. You want that debt. Okay. You want to have a line of credit open. I'm talking about the bad debt that you may have accumulated over 22. Get rid of that. Next, focus on your credit. One of the biggest things when you're in a recession is making sure that you have the ability to borrow money if you need it, if there's an opportunity or an emergency. And the biggest factor in if you can borrow and what type of terms you get is your credit. So, Dave, give a couple solid credit tips before we go into the next.
Yeah, number one, uh, you got to check it. And a lot of people, I think today that we're seeing that more and more. There's so many resources out there to check credit, whether they're right, wrong, indifferent, scoring model, all that stuff. Push all that aside. What's on there is more important. Okay, so what's on there? What's what's your utilization? What's your payment history? So guys, you could go anywhere. You could go to Credit Karma. You could go to the bureaus direct. Okay, you could go create an account on Experian. You can go create an account on TransUnion. You can go create an account on Equifax directly. Or you could do it the old school way. You could go to annualcreditreport.com and do that. You can still do Credit Karma, although it only gives you 2 out of the 3 bureaus.
And Credit Karma is way off.
No, right. It's all these scoring terms, right? But as far as the data,
correct. It's good to make sure that you're not, there's nothing out there that's reporting that could be wrong.
Exactly.
Like I'll tell you what I've noticed with Credit Karma, especially on the finance side. If you have 750 or above, it's going to be wrong and it's going to be lower. Okay. If you come in between, let's say, 650 and 720, okay, your score is probably going to be actually lower. I don't know why. This is just what I've noticed, and I've seen 100-point differences.
Yeah, their Vantage scoring model compared to FICO. And you got to remember, here's the biggest misconception about Credit Karma. They actually just had a class action lawsuit filed on them for all this stuff for their predatory practices. They're a marketing company. That's all they are. They're a marketing company for other credit cards, for other insurance companies, for mortgages. If you go on there, it's inundated with ad after ad after ad. And their model of scoring, the class action lawsuit problem with that was because, hey, you're approved for XYZ company. Hey, you're guaranteed approved for this and that company. They were guaranteeing approval, and people were getting denied left and right. So big no-no on that one.
Yep.
But guys, that's important, is just knowing what the data is on there or accessing it first and foremost. And then second, always the two biggest things. Make sure you're paying your stuff on time. Okay. That's 35% of what your credit score equates to. Can't stress this enough. Make auto pay your best friend. Okay. I'm not
hold on. Check auto pay too.
That too. Yeah,
okay.
That's another story.
Auto pay can fail.
It's but check it religiously. Check it. You should be checking it at least once a month, if not at least every 2 weeks. I mean, I'm a nut. I do it almost every week or almost every other day. It's not going to change after that. These consumer credit report stuff, they usually recirculate every 30 to 40 days. But if there's something that happens in inquiry, you should get a notification right away, because whether you did it or it happened by mistake, or if it is fraud. Okay. So it's just important to have that accessibility with those. But yes, pay on time. Okay. So yes, auto pay, make sure you get that stuff set up. You're paying the stuff on time. And the utilization factor, as Jonathan stated before, pay that down. A lot of people don't understand that that's a big deal too. That's another 30% of your score, is how much you're utilizing on these credit cards. Everybody thinks, oh, well, I got a $10,000 limit. Well, shit, man, I can max it out, pay it off in full every month. No, you're repeating the cycle. You're probably going to drop 165 points, okay, from banging that out like that. It's like, well, I don't understand. I pay everything off in time and my credit score is in the low 600s. Yeah, you have an outstanding balance. Put that shit away, pay it off, and don't use it for a month and see where you're really at, or just hold something under 10% and see where you're really at. But those are the two biggest important things when it comes to credit. Pay it down and make sure you're on time. That's 65% total of your score between those two items alone.
Yep. And then guys, if you own a business, focus on your business credit.
Yep.
Okay. Like I can't stress that enough. Focus on your business credit in 23. It's never too late. Dave does it. I do it. Okay. Don't care who you use. Just do it. Do it yourself if you want. I have plenty of videos on YouTube about that.
Yeah.
Next. Okay. Have cash. Have cash, because there's going to be opportunities in 23. There's going to be a lot of opportunities actually in 23. I think more towards Q3, Q4, but have cash. And then next, okay, 2 strong disciplines that I want you guys to develop. 1, be able to track your expenses. All right. When you're in tough times, the best way to get through them is to cut out unnecessary spending. Okay. So look for subscriptions, look for stuff you don't use. Stop with the Starbucks. Okay. I can't tell you how many times I go in and I'm analyzing a business's bank statements and I see so much fast food, it's not even funny. Cut that stuff out. It's not healthy either. Okay. You going and dropping $200, $300 a month on McDonald's, okay, is not healthy. And you could be financing a piece of equipment with that money. Okay. So cut that out. And then next, have better financial discipline in what and where things go. What do I mean by that? So if you're bringing in as a person, right? If you're bringing in, let's say, $10,000 a month, what are your fixed costs? Okay, if your fixed costs are, let's say, $3,000, okay, what does the other 7 go to? How much of that are you putting in investments? How much of that is savings? How much is discretionary? And in these tough times, and when things are going down, I would actually tell you to increase savings, increase investment, cut discretionary spending. Okay, make a little pie chart. Okay, and stick to it. All right, and if you analyze that every single month, you're going to come out way stronger and way further ahead. The other thing, as a business, do the same thing, but also have your financials prepared every single month and compare month to month. What were your sales? What were your expenses? What was your profit? How much of these expenses can you cut? One of the easiest ways to cut expenses, check your payment processing. I help people pick up a ton of savings there. Okay. But make sure that you're tracking all of your expenses and seeing what's necessary, what isn't. That doesn't mean cut marketing. Marketing is vital for your business. Okay. That doesn't mean cut customer service or cut, jobs. That's vital for your business. Cut out the fat. Okay. Run leaner. Track everything. Have everything done on a monthly basis and make smart investments while also adding to your savings. If you guys can pick up and do those little habits into 23 and make them actually habits, okay, you will not just be better in 23, but you will be much better moving forward. Dave, you got anything else to add to that?
Yeah. Start to this office here. It's practically people check that, and then that to me, you're already creating a bad habit and a bad mindset. I know we're talking about finance here and stuff like that, and we're not in the whole mindset Monday ordeal, but start now. Everybody has this while I wait to do it. And you're already getting behind. Somebody's widening that gap against you now. You're already falling back behind. Don't fall into that trap. Now I understand, you're a teacher, your job, they gave you off, that's fine. But if you're in a position or you're trying to get to a position to where you want to get out of that, you want to create your own business and all and so forth, you got to start now. And don't sit on the bench. Yeah, it's Friday, New Year's is tomorrow. That doesn't matter. It's another day. Okay. Time's going to change, man. Jonathan talked about it, like that uncertainty. If this happens, if that happens, start now. Okay. It's never too late to start now. One more thing I'll talk about as far as credit, when Jonathan's talking about shopping around, payment processing, hey, if you're looking for other things too, whether that's, especially even if it's on the personal side, insurance and so forth, go check your LexisNexis report. I cannot stress how big that is. That is where the insurance providers put everything on. You can find any judgments that you can't see on your credit report. And the history of that is infinite. Okay. So you could go on LexisNexis.com. If there's a little bit of runaround on how to get that consumer report, reach out to me directly. I could get you a direct link for it because trust me, it's going to take a while to find it. But get that report. It's important. The average person is about 100 pages, but there's probably stuff on there that you don't even know could be holding you back. For me, I have an insurance broker that I redo my homeowners and my auto every year, and I started getting poorly rated. Well, the reason being is every single year we're getting shopped around through the 30 brands that they have under their umbrella. It's not hitting my personal credit report. It's hitting my LexisNexis and it's drawing it down. So all that stuff you're not using, you get it removed. That's a big one that people overlook all the time.
Yeah. And LexisNexis, guys, if you haven't searched it, it is invasive and scary. Mm-hmm. It is like going to the proctologist. Okay. Like that is like, they will show you stuff. They'll show you every known address, every little transgression you've ever had. Okay. I know it because on larger transactions, like typically things over $250,000, they run that on clients. And it is terrifying how much data of yours is out there. And it's probably good to know what you're looking at. Clear reports too. Like there's some, you have no idea how much data has ever been collected on you. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it.
No, and it's money.
Yeah. So I think this is, I don't want to overburden you with stuff, right? I'd rather talk about these habits that you need to implement and implement today.
Yep.
And if you guys can implement them today, you will be much better off for it. Set your goals. Okay. I think it's super important to set your goals. But after you set your goals, chunk those goals down into quarterly goals, into monthly goals, into weekly goals. Okay. And have an actual plan to do it, and not just have a plan to do it, but what's it called? Have people that can hold you accountable and help you. So I'll give you an example. Integrated, we missed our goals this year. Okay, the goals were very, very. I always do stretch goals, and we missed them. We still did $30 million in funding, which is a record. Okay, awesome. And next year we want to be in that 45 to 60 million or more, and I will absolutely hit that. Why? Because we're sitting down. I have a yearly, offsite with my team we're sitting down, we're hammering this stuff out, and that's going to be the focus of two out of the 8 monthly meetings, right? How are we doing this? How are we moving forward? What's the plan? What do we have to adjust? Okay, just remember something. You might make the best plans into 2023, but those plans need to be flexible because it might not all work out. So if something doesn't work out, that doesn't mean the goal isn't going to work out. That means you need to make adjustments and figure out what's working, what isn't working. All right. But the habits that you develop are long-standing and will create certain disciplines that you will get much further ahead in life. All right. So I want to leave you guys with that. I think this was probably, Dave, my favorite, our favorite episode of this, if you will. And guys, if you have enjoyed this, got anything out of it, please share it. Please follow us on YouTube. And if we can help you in any way, please reach out. Dave, thanks for being that pretty face I get to talk to on Fridays.
I do the same thing. But thank you guys so much, man. This is an awesome one today.
Exactly, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother.
Happy New Year to all y'all out there. Start now.
Yep. Happy New Year, guys. Let's crush it.
See you, man.